How you doing, everyone? Welcome back. I know it's been a few days again, but hopefully I can get back into this groove a little bit more. I think what I'm probably going to have to do is take some of my days off and record multiple videos. I don't really get days off, so but I do have some days where I have more time than others. So I'll probably do that, record multiple videos, and then arrange or schedule upload times so that I'm putting out regular content. Anyway, by the way, I don't know if you can see that. That was George's tail. George is a big orange cat. If you've seen my videos in the past, you've met George. There he is. He's a big boy. Yeah. He's my buddy. He likes to spend time in my lap. Wasn't planning on talking about George. Wasn't planning on him jumping up here. But here we are. We have... Oh, there he goes. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? I got distracted. Oh yes, Harvard University fighting back against the Trump administration. Now the Trump administration uses as an excuse for targeting colleges and universities, uses antisemitism as the excuse. But they're not targeting antisemitism. They are targeting the universities themselves. They don't like the woke nonsense, whatever that means. They don't like the fact that they have their DEI criteria. The administration wants to end the whole DEI thing, even though, I don't know, they seem to be okay with, the right-wingers like to say that DEI stands for didn't earn it. Oh, you mean like the cabinet, for example, the people who have been appointed to positions within this administration, or in the case of the Secretary of Defense, he was a DUI hire. But I digress. Harvard is standing up. They are fighting back. They've sued the administration. They filed suit against the administration. And good. Good. Because the administration wants to withhold funds. And quite frankly, that is up for Congress to decide where the funds go. As spelled out in Article 1 of the Constitution. Article 1, the very first one. The very beginning of the Constitution, the part after we the people. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, and if you've read it, you know how it goes. I'm not gonna read the entire Constitution to you. But I would definitely recommend reading it. There's some interesting stuff in there. It's actually a pretty good read. And Harvard is claiming a violation of First Amendment rights. And I would agree with that. Education is a place to go to learn, right? To learn. And we're not just... Universities are a place to learn about more than just reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? There are all kinds of things that you can learn at a university that go beyond those subjects. By that point, you should already know how to read and write. You should already know how to do math, right? Now, you might learn more advanced math, like, I don't know, trigonometry and calculus and all those other things that I have no idea what they even are. I know geometry and algebra a little bit. I'm just not... I'm not bad at math, I'm just not good at it either. I have to stop and think about, multiplication sometimes, even like basic multiplications, like you're taught in grade school, multiplication tables, right? So I have to stop and think about that sometimes. But again, I digress. I know, a lot of people complain that, well, we brought our kids up to be good conservatives, and then they went away to college, and now they are raging liberals. Okay. So, are you saying that the colleges indoctrinate your kids? Yes, they actually are saying that. Well, they indoctrinate our kids to be liberals. No, they indoctrinate you. They don't indoctrinate your kids at all. They teach your kids not what to think, how to think. And I'm sorry, but if you grew up in, and I'm not poking fun at any particular place, this is actually a real place. If you grew up in Tightwad, Missouri, for example, I mean, Tightwad, I don't even think it's a dot on the map, right? Very tiny place. I've only been there once in my life. I was camping nearby, and we needed supplies. We went into Tightwad to get them, right? So, anyway, take somebody from Tightwad, Missouri, right? Now, the middle of nowhere, Missouri, pretty conservative area, right? So, they raise their kids to be conservative, right? And what happens, right? They go off to college, right? I mean, let's just say all 3 kids in town go off to college, right? And they come back with a different perspective of the world than what they learned in little tiny Tightwad, Missouri. And, they've been exposed to more people, more cultures, more points of view. They have a different perspective on life. Therefore, having a different perspective, they may have a different viewpoint. They may not be as conservative as you want them to be. That's not good, that's not bad, it just is. Right? Just like I am not nearly as conservative as I used to be, not because I went to college, because I didn't. These whole, well, I went to college, stupid. Yeah, well, so did I, and I came back the same way. But no, I never actually went to college. I've driven by several colleges, but I've never been to college. I've been on several campuses at different times, but I've never been a student in a college. Maybe I should rectify that, but again, that's beside the point. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have different perspectives from being exposed to different people from different backgrounds, right? So it's not that the schools are turning your kids liberal. It's that your kids are experiencing things that they didn't experience before, right? And I'm not saying that the people of Tightwad are raising their kids. And keep in mind, I'm not picking on Tightwad. I really don't know anything about the town except that I've been there one time to pick up a few things when I was camping, right? That's all I know about it. That's it. And, I'm just using it as an example because it was the first itty bitty little town that popped into my head. Why? I don't know. But let's just say, hypothetically, that the people of Tightwad raise their kids to be just racist pricks. Again, I'm not saying this happens. I'm saying for the sake of argument, okay? For the sake of argument, we're going to make this assumption, okay? They raise them up to be racist little pricks. They go off to college. They meet people of different backgrounds, different races, different religions. And they learn that, hey, you know what? Maybe these people aren't so bad after all. Maybe there's nothing wrong with, these people who have Spanish names that come from, some of these countries that we're told that we hate. Maybe there's nothing wrong with, these people with darker skin whose ancestors were brought here against their will and forced into slave labor. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that guy over there with the turban on his head who has a beard that's kind of like mine, right? And pulls out his prayer rug every, 5 times a day or however often it is. Maybe there's nothing wrong with the guy that wears that little, I'm drawing a blank on what it's called, the little thing that the Jewish guys wear on their head. Yarmulke. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. So did your kid become a leftist? Not necessarily. Did your kid become woke? Yeah, but woke doesn't mean what you think it means. It just means your eyes are open, right? It means that your eyes are open. You can see the injustices in the world. And you want to change them. That's it. So for that reason, I support Harvard in their fight against the administration. I also support the Big Ten and what they're doing. Several schools within the Big Ten have banded together to form effectively their version of NATO, right? Where if the administration comes after one, all of the schools in this agreement will band together to come to the legal defense of that school. I don't know if Iowa has signed on to that, the University of Iowa or Iowa State. I'm from Iowa. But let's just say Iowa and Iowa State have signed on to it, right? That means that, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State, Northwestern. I think Penn State is in the Big Ten now. I can't name them all, right? I know there have been some changes to the Big Ten that, Iowa State used to not be in it, and now they are, or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I fully support something like that. Fight back against the administration because you don't get to be a dictator. You do not get to be a fascist. Not as long as we're here ready to fight back. So, fight back against the fascists. Support these universities in their fight. Because it doesn't end with them. Pretty soon it'll come for you. College educated or not. It'll come down to your personal business if you own one. Or whatever else. Just something to think about. See you next time.